A wonderful afternoon to one and all. Welcome to the live webinar on Blockchain 101 Fundamentals of Blockchain via Zoom Communications and Facebook Live. We are from DICT Region 9 and Basulta, recognized globally as champion at World Summit and Information Society prizes for 2 consecutive years, 2020 to 2021, for our e-employment and capacity building projects, and winner this 2022 for our information and communications infrastructure projects. By the way, I am May, your host for this event, and on behalf of our Assistant Secretary for Regional Development and Concurrent Officer in Charge, Maria Teresa Cama, and the entire DIC team, muchísimas gracias for joining us. All right, joining us are a total of 248 participants from Zoom platform coming from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And we also have live viewers on Facebook. Hello po sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon po. Take time to react, comment, and share so that your friends and colleagues will be able to join us. To start, let us open with a prayer to be followed with the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
He is exalted, and He is exalted and high. I will praise Him. He is exalted, forever exalted, and I will praise His name. He is the Lord, forever His truth shall reign. Heaven and earth rejoice in His holy name. He is exalted, the King is exalted on high.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
At this point, to give us the opening message, let us hear from the DICT Region 9 and Basulta Chief of Admin and Finance, Mr. Aris Austria.
First of all, I'd like to greet everyone a pleasant afternoon, buenos dias, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to our webinar on blockchain and Web3. The Department of Information and Communications Technology, ICT Literacy and Competency Development Bureau offers a variety of training on emerging technologies. In particular today, as we race head-on into the fourth industrial revolution, we are much aware of the power of the emerging technologies. Emerging technologies use the power of innovation to improve the lives of people. The concept of development is used to understand how these improvements in people's lives take place. According to the World Economic Forum, technological breakthroughs promise innovative solutions to the most pressing global challenges of our time. Key characteristics of emerging technologies for development are: number one, they lead to improvements in the people's lives. Second, offer new ways of conducting business. And third, support indigenous practices that support the environment. And to add to improve our government services to our people. Technologies like distributed ledger technologies such as blockchain and Web3 are some of the emerging technologies. We can see the potential of these technologies to many of the applications of digital economy, electronic governance, and social services. With the help of our resource speakers for today and tomorrow, we will learn the significance of these technologies in our daily lives. With that, I'd like to thank you all for joining us online, and I hope you will benefit a lot from this course. On behalf of our Assistant Director, Maria Teresa Camba for Regional Development, and also the concurrent Regional Director of the Department of Information and Communications, Regional Office 9 in Basulta, thank you very much for joining with us, and I hope you will have a lot of fun in learning during our webinar. And thank you very much for supporting the programs and projects as well as the many activities of the DICT. Maraming salamat po. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you so much, Mr. Austria, for your warm message. By the way, good news to everyone. We would like to share this good news with you. For the 4th year in a row, our projects have once again been nominated to win a global award at the prestigious World Summit and Information Society Prizes 2023, hosted by the International Telecommunications Union and United Nations. To get to know more, let us watch this AVP.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology is starting 2023 with a bang. For we are once again nominated to win a global award at the prestigious World Summit on Information Society Prizes 2023, hosted by the International Telecommunications Union and United Nations. As you may know, we have been recognized globally as champions for 2 consecutive years, 2020 and 2021. For 2022, our project, Free Wi-Fi for All in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas in Western Mindanao, was named winner, and we will need your help once again to help the Philippines win the prize this 2023. This year, 5 DICT projects were shortlisted for the World Summit on Information Society Prizes 2023. The categories and project titles we have been nominated for are as follows: the role of governments and all stakeholders in the promotion of ICTs for development, Digital Governance Awards, Information and Communication Infrastructure, Bridging and Overcoming Network and E-Service Challenges in Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, and Palawan. Capacity Building, Digital Upskilling Program for Filipinos. Building Confidence and Security in Use of ICT, Cybersecurity Education in the Philippines in the face of new normal adversities. Enabling Environment, Empowering Lives in Prisons through Information and Communications Technology. Register at this website to vote. Make sure to submit the screenshot of your votes in this Google form to join our raffle and get a chance to win DICT goodies. Support these Philippine entries by voting online until January 25, 2023. Help Philippines win. Vote now.
All right, again, ladies and gentlemen, these are the projects that have been nominated in different categories. And we would like to flash on the screen the Google form link where you can submit a screenshot of your votes and get a chance to win exciting TICD swags. Right, can you please flash on the screen the Google form link? All right. Support these Philippine entries by voting online until January 25th, 2023. Help Philippines win. So please vote now. All right, so before we proceed to the webinar proper, let us be reminded of some house rules. Always keep your mic on mute. Interact with us through the chat box or when there are other online tools, and profanity is strictly prohibited. So for today, we won't be having Mentimeter. We will just be having Q&A portion and a raffle draw towards the end of this session. And 3 daily winners of 100 PHP, 100 pesos prepaid load. So evaluation link will be posted at the end of the session and will serve as the attendance. Note that this link is only available in the webinar session. So for the issuance of certificates, join the live session via Zoom or Facebook Live. Submit post-evaluation given at the end of the training session, strictly accessible on a limited time only. Wait for your e-certificate within 1 to 2 weeks. A certificate of participation will be issued to participants who will satisfactorily comply with the training requirements mentioned above. Duration and schedule. So for today, we have the Blockchain 101, and for tomorrow, we will have another session on Web 3.0 101 from 1 to 5 p.m. All right, so so introduction of the resource speakers. For today, we will be having 3 resource speakers, namely Ms. Gail Cruz Macapagal, Country Director of DynaQuest Technology Services Incorporated, Mr. Emerson Fonseca, Chief Executive Officer of The Block, and Mr. Eli Bisislao, co-founder of The Block. And before we formally introduce our first speaker, let us watch these videos.
DynaQuest helps businesses transition to innovative blockchain solutions with specialized solutions in insurtech, fintech, and health tech sectors. Change is a constant with technology, from the information age that brought us personal computers in the 80s to the personal connectivity of the internet in the 90s. But now we're entering a new information age, an industrial age, where our computers and physical systems are converging, and what I like to call the transformation age. Emerging technologies such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things will reshape the business world of tomorrow. But perhaps that future is already here. At DynaQuest, we can help you adapt to that change. We can help you plan that future. Over the next decade, blockchain technology will redefine our businesses and our lives.
Hi, I'm Gail Macapagal and I am the Country Director of DynaQuest. Working here is fast-paced and we are encouraged to think like a C-suite executive and engage clients on the perspective of various department levels. Here in DynaQuest, I am working with a highly specialized staff of IT developers and solutions engineer to support business solutions.
The emerging technologies of today are reshaping our economies of tomorrow, creating new digital economies where we exchange value through trust, where trusted partners, providers, and suppliers can exchange goods and services efficiently, transparently, and in a secure environment. The future foundation of that value exchange is based on blockchain technology. The digital decentralized economies will be a basis for a more inclusive economic growth. DynaQuest can be your trusted partner for your blockchain journey. That journey begins now. Business is changing. Technology is changing at a pace, scope, and impact never before seen in our human history. At DynaQuest, we are dedicated to helping our clients plot a course to help navigate that change through emerging technology solutions in blockchain. Selected as a top 10 2019 blockchain solution provider, we want to be your partner in that change, a partner in the age of transformation.
For most of history, Anonymous was a woman. Today, we are breaking barriers as more women are standing up against stereotypes. We see women who are pushing boundaries and impacting history by first changing the trajectory of their own lives. They are women who are leaders, heroes. They are capable, driven, and passionate. Women who are fearless in the pursuit of what sets their hearts on fire. In a place where women are forced to whisper, they choose to yell. We bring you Women in Blockchain.
I am Anne Krisha, a founder of various tech startups with a common goal of uplifting the lives of those at the bottom of the pyramid using technology and digitalization. One of our flagship products, DICT, was designed to unite and serve member cooperatives using technology by enabling individual members to build their own wealth, to participate in a lively ecosystem, and to pass on their cooperative legacy to the next tech-adept generation. With technology, every Juan and Juana should be empowered.
My name is Gail Cruz Macapagal, Country Director of DynaQuest. At DynaQuest, I am working with sustainability-focused groups in creating a more sustainable and more efficient industrial ecosystems that connects to the ever-increasing decentralized economies.
I am Emilu Versosa Delfin, the Director of the ICT Industry Development Bureau and the Supervising Director of the Information and Strategic Communications Division of the Department of Information and Communications Technology. At the ICT, I advocate and bring awareness campaigns on emerging technologies such as blockchain and AI and their impacts and opportunities for Filipinos.
My name is Maritas Allen. I am a function master. I also have several companies, and one of them is Friga Charm Life. It is a brand where we create auspicious accessories, or I can help in making somebody else improve or enhance their life.
I am Marife Ramirez, Business Marketing and Development Manager of DynaQuest. At DynaQuest, I am working on several blockchain projects from sustainability to finance. We are creating solutions for economists and industries based on blockchain use cases.
I'm Tracy Lee, and I am a blockchain developer, and currently I am the technical project manager at HaloDAO. We are building the decentralized infrastructure for the next generation of payments and settlement.
I'm Janice Serino, CEO and President of Service Economy Applications Inc., the company behind PhilPay. PhilPay is the first in the Philippines to implement the kilometer distance travel fare calculation through the tap-in, tap-out contactless fare payment system.
BlockTides is a one-stop shop, award-winning PR firm for marketing, growth hacking, sales, social media management. We also help startups scale when it comes to fundraising. Please go to our website, blocktides.com, to learn more.
I am Chen Gandia, consultant at the Web3 focused advisory and investment firm in Farsis. I aim to help educate more people into understanding the world of blockchain, cryptocurrencies, play to earn, and NFTs, and its potential to bring positive impact in society.
Hey, this is Kish Morales, co-founder and director of Blockchain Network Philippines. Blockchain Network Philippines is a one-stop shop marketing BPO company that is actively working with over 75 blockchain and crypto projects.
At this point, allow me to properly introduce our first resource speaker. She is the Country Director of DynaQuest Technology Services Incorporated, an award-winning provider of innovative blockchain solutions. She's a certified blockchain expert and one of the pioneers in the IT BPO industry with 19 years of experience, starting out as a call center agent and rising up to operations head and traversing HR, client services, and vendor management as a senior manager. Her passion is into corporate social responsibility projects. She supports Humanity as a board member and country representative and considers each and every child in 2 Humanity shelters in Manila and Bugo, Cebu as her own. Following her graduation from University of Santo Tomas with a Bachelor of Arts major in legal management degree, she ventured into events management and then finally carved her niche in the BPO industry. She has worked at CITI, HSBC, and Dell, to name a few, of the prestigious organizations where she showed her excellent decision-making skills, leadership, excellence, and business acumen. She has been recognized for 2 consecutive years as 100 most influential Filipino women on LinkedIn 2021 and 2022 by Connected Women. She was also selected as one of the IT BPM industry ambassadors to provide assistance in promoting the IT BPM industry, particularly in the countryside, together with DICT and IBPAP. Currently, she is the Vice President of Healthcare Information Management of the Philippines Board of Trustees and was recently inducted as the Board of Director of Blockchain Council Philippines. Here are some of her awards and recognition. Philippine Blockchain Champion by Blockchain Council Philippines, Rising Women in Crypto 2022 Power List, Asia CEO Awards 2022 Golden Circle Awardee and Technology Company of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our first resource speaker, Ms. Gail Cruz Macapagal. Ma'am, take it away.
Hello, good afternoon. Haba naman ng intro. So, let me now share my screen. Hold on, nawawala pa yata. Hold on. Sorry. Where is it? Give me a few seconds. Here. There you go. Okay. Presentation. Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. Maray na udto. Magandang hapon. I know that we are joined here by people of all walks of life from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. May nakita ko na Votas kanina, Zamboanga University. Good afternoon and welcome to Blockchain. Sorry. To my presentation, it's called Blockchain Myths and the Real World Application. So, ayan na, hindi ko na kailangan introduce ulit yung sarili ko, guys. Yan lang ako, very beautiful. Expectation versus reality. So, okay, what is blockchain? I know most of you here are not familiar with what blockchain is, or if you are familiar, you want to know more because blockchain is an emerging technology that can help enhance everyone's lives. So what is blockchain? Blockchain is a transformative technology that connects processes and transactions into a chain of events in which information processing and verification are happening autonomously. So pag sinabing blockchain, iisipin nyo lang, it is very literal. It is a block. So important information is stored in a block and they're interconnected in a chain of processes. That's why it's blockchain. So in this way, multiple transactions can happen simultaneously and the records are stored in a distributed ledger. So mga kaibigan, blockchain literally means it's a block connected into chains. So how does blockchain work? So for example, someone requests a transaction and then the transaction requested is broadcasted to a peer-to-peer network consisting of computers known as nodes. So ang gagawin ng nodes, the network of nodes validates the transaction. And once verified, the transaction is combined with other transactions to create a new block of data. And then the new block is added to the blockchain in a way that is permanent and unalterable. And then after that, the transaction is completed. So ngayon, marahil itatanong nyo, ano ba ang history ng blockchain? Saan ba ito nagmula? Sino ba ang naka-imbento nito? So in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto conceptualized Bitcoin and blockchain. It was the alternative architecture to the traditional centralized financial control of transactions. In 2014, blockchain breaks out from Bitcoin As the technology was being developed to streamline business and transactions across the industries of health, supply chain, trade, and etc. In 2018, blockchain gained steam. So as the technology was rapidly maturing and it was being tested and deployed commercially in banking, finance, healthcare, and real estate. So today, blockchain is everywhere. We know blockchain through Axie Infinity, through a lot of things we will be explaining that later on. So how did blockchain deviate from cryptocurrency? Guys, tandaan nyo ha, magkaiba ang blockchain sa cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency fuels on blockchain technology. So pag sinabi ng iba, oh, we want to talk about blockchain, biglang may magsasalita, sasabihin nila, ay, naku, cryptocurrency yan. That's not true. They are two different things, but cryptocurrency is derived from the technology of blockchain. So blockchain was the consensus mechanism and infrastructure for the decentralized nature of Bitcoin. So you remove Bitcoin and blockchain infrastructure can still be utilized for other transactions that are not based on cryptocurrency. Today, blockchain is utilized across global industries from banking to performance management by swapping out Bitcoin in favor of smart contracts. What are the types of blockchain? There are three types. May private, may hybrid, may public. So private is limited and it has close participation. For hybrid, it has limited and whitelisted approval for participation. For public, it is open to all but still highly secured. So why is blockchain important? It is important because blockchain allows businesses and economies to achieve new levels of efficiency by exponentially limiting the stops and waiting times in the business process. So pinapaikli niya ang transaction time because as we all know, time is equal to money. So pinapaikli ng blockchain ang waiting time sa process. What are the benefits of blockchain? Blockchain is transparent, it is secure, it is efficient, and you can definitely trust blockchain. What can blockchain do? So number one, it can automate transactions. It can make ledgers immutable. It has a timestamp for every bit of information in the transaction. It improves security. It has transaction transparency, and every participant has a copy of all the ledger transactions. Dispelling blockchain myths. Mga kaibigan, alam natin na maraming mga haka-haka or maraming mga myth or maraming mga fable or anong tawag dyan, mga kasabihan na kumakalat about blockchain. So let me dispel that and clarify everything. So, sinasabi nila, one of the blockchain myths is full automation. Di po totoo yan. Blockchain alone cannot automate the business and it will require a combination of other frontier technologies to automate several core operations of a business. So, Industry 4.0 transformation will require several technology layers and landscapes to work in harmony in achieving that goal. Next myth, blockchain is a one-stop solution daw. So, blockchain may be a transformative platform in taking enterprise competitiveness to new market levels, but it's not a one-stop solution to uplift the enterprise. It will take key policies, key strategies, and transformative processes to realize blockchain's use case benefits. Ang blockchain plug-and-play scenario lang yan. Hindi po. Blockchain comprises of a complex network of servers, data, repositories, technology, stack application, interfaces, and software interface in its architecture. Implementing blockchain is far more complex than integrating an enterprise software into the business. You will need to fundamentally rework your information processing to implement blockchain. Blockchain now eliminates transaction fraud. Blockchain has a key authentication process to determine the validity and authenticity of a transaction. But outside that transaction, fictitious claims and out-of-market publicity can't be stopped unless subject with the due diligence of authentication process. Blockchain now can eliminate corruption. Blockchain has the capability to make public all transactions within a public and consensus distributed ledger, but it cannot stop unsanctioned transactions or facilitation of unregulated transactions outside the records of the distributed ledger. Blockchain is a sole business innovation, hindi po. Blockchain is a transformative technology and is among the strong centerpiece for business and innovation. Sabi nila, pag nag-blockchain daw, mawawala na ang human factor and actors. Hindi po rin yan totoo. While blockchain can help reduce the time dependence and verified decision-making on some business transactions, blockchain is still reliant on the human aspect of the transaction. Blockchain was built to make transactions more efficient for people and by humans as users. Blockchain is an imperative. While many businesses are in various stages of blockchain exploratory and implementation phases, blockchain does not always mean that it is the solution and it is the next evolution of enterprise. If existing technologies can fully support your operations with leeway for innovation, then you may not need blockchain. Yun po ang mga myth. At ang mga karamihan din myth ay blockchain is cryptocurrency is blockchain. It is part, as I said, but it is not. Cryptocurrency is the the final product of blockchain. It is one of those final products. Okay, next naman po, ano ba yung blockchain at saan ba natin yan magagamit? Top blockchain use cases across industries. For healthcare, ang mga medical records natin ay mas streamline. So patient medical records are stored in the blockchain, making it easier for multiple doctors and healthcare providers to collaborate. As all doctors and healthcare providers have a copy of the patient's updated records. So kahit saan ka man sa mundo, kunyari nandito ka, taga-Pilipinas ka at magbabakasyon ka sa Japan or sa Korea at bigla kang nagkasakit, if your records are in blockchain or stored on the block, then everyone can see that. Hindi na nila kailangan mag-usap or hindi na nila kailangan mag-interview sa'yo because all the data are in one blockchain. Next, for banking, it is more efficient in real time to transfer money through B2B and B2C transactions. So sending money, receiving money, and making payments are done in real time. And blockchain eliminates desk clearance rules and paper documentation. And it helps banks give more efficient and gives customers overall better value for money. Mawawala na po dyan yung mga transaction fees at saka kung ano-ano pang mga kailangan nating bayaran sa bank. For automotive, it has advanced vehicular information and diagnostic collaboration. By placing vehicle information such as registration, insurance, ownership, and diagnostics in blockchain, vehicle registration, warranty, insurance, and history are easily verified by insurance companies and regulatory bodies. So now, for example, BMW ensures authenticity of parts and vehicles for customers and distributors. For insurance, it streamlines the spaghetti effect of the insurance industry. It simplifies and streamlines the insurance process of application, claims, subrogation, and verification. Through the use of smart contracts instead of traditional paper-based records, smart contracts are agreements that are written in code. They can self-execute the insurance terms and start the claims process as it bypasses traditional desk clearances. Gaming. Ito, maraming interesado dito. Marami na tayong mga games na nasa blockchain. Ang pinakamagandang example is which is very popular in the Philippines, Axie Infinity, and a lot more other games. So it elevates gaming by allowing virtual ownership of in-game items. So blockchain allows players to make ownership of virtual items and achievements. Players are able to trade and exchange these virtual items marketplaces for real-world money. And blockchain also helps secure your in-game items from hackers through smart contracts. In manufacturing, it promotes auditability and traceability of goods manufactured. From procurement to assembly and logistics, a unique ID code is given to a byproduct. And unique ID plus byproduct are registered to the manufacturing ledger and is given an authenticity signature. Merchants and customers are able to verify the authenticity and guarantees of the byproduct. So, pag nasa blockchain ang produkto, for example, alam ko ang Chanel, ang Louis Vuitton, ang Gucci, they are all on blockchain now. So when you buy something and you check it on blockchain, if this is authentic, makikita po ninyo doon na authentic ang isang bag or ang isang product. Retail, redefining the payment and loyalty experience in the retail sector. So you can purchase using digital wallets and digital credits instead of cash-based transactions. It has a seamless application of discount incentives and rebates, and it is indelible and verifiable purchases for customer support. Kahit wala ka ng resibo, basta nasa blockchain, pwede na kayong isupport or pwede na kayong mag-return ng mga items ninyo. For agriculture, from farm to plate, promoting ethical sourcing and consumption. Crops and livestock conditions are monitored, serialized on blockchain all the way to retail. So mula sa farm, mula sa manufacturing company hanggang sa inilabas na ito sa market, pag lahat po siya nasa blockchain. And what we can do there is contamination on food can be traced back to farms and to the suppliers. For identity, national identities on blockchain for unifying identity sovereignty. So for example, Estonia's national identity system was placed in blockchain through the e-identity national ID. The e-identity card is valid through EU and is a basis for voting in healthcare. So under the blockchain, and I think project din to nila Emerson, nila Ellie are co-speakers, and project din to ng DynaQuest. So we are all for promoting blockchain on digital identity as well as elections on blockchain. Indigenous people, national identities on blockchain for unifying identity sovereignty. And then, so blockchain is transforming everything. If you are interested to know, 30% of banking and finance is already using blockchain, 13% for government and public goods, 12% insurance, 8% healthcare, 8% media, entertainment, and gaming, 6% for generic, 6% for technology services, 4% professional services, 3% energy and utilities, and 3% manufacturing. For others, it's 7%. So lalaki pa to as the years go by, as everyone is adapting to change and is adapting to blockchain technology. So NFT stands for non-fungible tokens. NFTs are verified tokens that reasserts ownership of a multimedia or digital asset. NFTs are stored in the blockchain and can be purchased or traded through the use of cryptocurrency and digital currencies. NFTs have soared in popularity from 2020 onwards and creating new markets for gaming and collectibles. Blockchain DAO are decentralized autonomous organization or structure. based on hierarchy, and it has a decentralized structure. So DAO is an organization represented by rules and coded as a computer program that is transparent, controlled by the organization members, and not influenced by a central government. Metaverse. I know you have heard of the metaverse. It is the new digital frontier for commercial and consumer experience. Elevating our online presence and online personas, the metaverse offers new livable and interactive means in shopping, collaborating, advertising, and cutting edge digital media consumption. You will be able to own, transact, and get economic rewards under the metaverse economy in a true digital citizenship fashion. Why blockchain matters here and now. It can help human rights through inclusive development for all people and all nations. It can help the Industry 4.0 for the responsible and strategic transition in global industries to Industry 4.0, and sustainable development goals for the sustainable and renewable global development for now and the future. Blockchain is our future. It is yours too. Blockchain is changing the world as we know it. It is an invisible revolution that is redefining businesses and our lives. Your ideas today could redefine blockchain tomorrow. Thank you so much. This is the end of my presentation, and I'm looking forward to all your questions later on after the presentation of the other two speakers, two handsome speakers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Macapagal, for that very informative lecture on blockchain myths and blockchain use cases. So if you have questions, you may raise them through the Q&A box or the chat box. So keep them coming because we will have a Q&A portion after the last speaker. All right, at this point, allow me to properly introduce our next speaker. Okay, our next speaker is the CEO and founder of Coin Sessions Entertainment and The Block that helps enterprises to leverage the use of blockchain technology. He is also the committee member of the DTI and considered to be one of the top 10 blockchain and cryptocurrency influencers and advocates in the Philippines. He helps to promote innovation awareness by providing consultation, education, and mentorship to Web3 startups and blockchain-based companies. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Emerson Fonseca. Sir, take it away.
Thank you very much, ma'am. First of all, now I would like to thank the DICT Region I and the whole region. I mean, the whole DICT for inviting us here, and to ASEC at Tescamba. And I'm very happy to see that there's a very strong presence of students and also now employees from the government agencies because it is very important for them to know this innovation of blockchain technology and what are the opportunities. So I'd like to thank Ms. Gail for discussing the blockchain 101, the introduction, because my presentation will solely be focusing on the opportunities in the blockchain technology. So paano to may gagamit and ng mga estudyante for their jobs in the future and also for their projects. So let me allow to share my screen. 1 second. All right, can you guys see my screen? And can you guys hear me well?
Yes, po, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So actually, this presentation, no, it's just it's a recycled presentation because this is the same presentation that I had during the Bataan Summit. This is the same post, no, ni Yusek Giselle. So I would like to put an emphasis on this presentation because again, this will solely focus on the opportunities in the blockchain technology. So let me start. So since I actually started blockchain and cryptocurrency way back 2015. And when I found out that the blockchain technology is very strong, there's going to be a lot of potential use cases. Talagang I jumped onto this, like deep dive ako, and started 2016 there's already money coming in, flowing into the blockchain investment. So as you can see on my screen, on the page, on 2016, there's around almost $1 billion that's already invested into the blockchain. And a year after, there's around 3.6 billion US dollars. These are the investments raised through the ICOs. Ito yung mga initial coin offerings way back then. So yung naririnig yun ng mga investment before, way back. So ito yung mga projects na yon. So iba doon, wala na. Iba, buhay pa. And 2018, after 2 years from 2016, fintech investments naman on blockchain, nag-double yung investment during 2017. That's around 7 billion US dollars. So as you can see, even before pa, that's around 6 years or 7 years from now, there's already a huge amount of investments coming into the blockchain investment. So there's really an opportunity. So as you can see, I will be presenting some data now from the venture capitalists, private equities, mergers, and acquisitions investments from 2018 up to the last year of first quarter of 2022. There's the values that you are seeing are in billion dollars. So just last year, Q1 of 2022, just the first quarter of it, there's 14.2 billion dollars of investments na pumasok from the VCs, M&As, and private equities. So despite that the blockchain and the cryptocurrency market is going up and down, especially last year naka-down ng market, still there's a lot of money coming and pumapasok talaga into this. So as you can see, these big companies and these venture capitalists are talagang they're pushing money because they can see that there's a future in this technology. So worldwide spending on blockchain solutions from 2017 by 2024. This is a projection by 2024. There's around 19 billion US dollars to be projected way back then. Worldwide spending meaning ito yung mga companies, traditional companies that are converting into or leveraging into blockchain technology, or they're transforming their system somehow into the blockchain technology. So from 2017, that's around less than $1 billion. Then as you can see on the chart, no, talagang progressive and malaki yung potential by next year. Hopefully, matarget ng 19 US dollars. So the reason why I believe they are transforming because they are readying that this technology could really help smoothen their process, their systems, and could solve many problems into the traditional businesses and industries. That's why I would like to focus on these opportunities, because if these companies are ready to leverage on the blockchain or distributed ledger technology, definitely they will be needing people. They will be needing engineers. They will be needing sales and business people for them to exert more effort and to scale their business. So proof is in the patents. So fast forward na lang 2012, 2016, 2017, there's around 390 applications in the first month. These are the patents na ginawa on the blockchain. But on the next slide, China alone, being China as a country, is very strict into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin mining. Majority of the blockchain patents globally are coming from China. So come to think of why China is very aggressive into the technology. So I would like to reiterate, no, sinabi ni Ms. Gail kanina that cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology or the distributed ledger technology is two different things. So focus more on the technology because nandito nakatutok yung mga solutions. But if you want on pumasok sa mga investment, that's the cryptocurrency side. Next slide. So ano yung mga challenges natin sa blockchain? Of course, yung speed. So Ms. Gail talking about the fundamentals of the technology right now, hindi pa ganoon kabilis tumakbo yung mga transactions sa loob ng blockchain tech, or let's say yung mga blockchain databases or the nodes. That's one thing na of course in the near future maayos din. Number two, integration. So ito yung mga companies that I explained earlier that are leveraging and expanding into the blockchain technology. So hindi pa ganun kabilis because they are also doing some research. And of course, yung talent. I would like to focus on the talent because I would like to talk about the opportunities. Again, these companies, if they are going to expand, scale, and leverage, definitely they will be needing people. And right now, very scarce ang blockchain talents, engineers, business, and marketing. So lahat yan, kailangan natin i-fill yung lahat ng gaps na yan. And of course, the regulation. I am very happy that the Philippines is there to regulate. Of course, it's cryptocurrency. BSP and SEC are very open to regulate these things. You know, they are allowing certain licenses for them to operate here in the Philippines and also to protect the consumers, especially sa cryptocurrency. So because there are a lot of scams happening, yung mga alam din natin maiwasan, may mga tao diyan talagang gustong gumawa ng pera at manloko. So, guys, again, if we're going to talk about the technology, separate natin yan. But when it comes to the cryptocurrency, I would highly suggest everyone to be educated, bago kayo magpasok ng pera and pasok yung mga hard-earned money niyo, aralin niyo, and, alamin niyo muna talaga maigi. Alright? Next. So, elephant in the room, sino ba yung pinakakailangan natin ngayon sa blockchain industry or technology? So, supply versus demand. Ang nilagay ko dito, blockchain developer. Why? We badly need blockchain engineers to build systems. Again, if these companies or even the startup companies that are looking to put businesses into the blockchain, we need people to build, who can build actually. So saka na muna natin yung mga sales, yung mga business side, because on the business side, madali nang i-transform yun into, upskilling them into the blockchain on the blockchain side. But for the blockchain engineer, medyo complex to. Sabi nga ni Miss Gail earlier, no? Very complex ang blockchain technology. Complex siya in a way because this is still very new. But on the technical side, it's just an integration. No? Madali na yan as long as you get the training. So that's what we do with the block. We provide upskilling and training development for blockchain engineers as well. So right now, who's gonna build the future? We are in very short supply of blockchain engineers or yung mga programmers who can do the blockchain jobs. So around 15 projects, isa lang ang gumagawa niyan right now. That's why we are focusing on training blockchain developers, engineers, because we wanted to fill in the gaps and maximize the opportunity. Next. All right, only 12 engineers could find to do. Again, there are around 15 projects, only one engineer can do it. So talagang medyo malaki yung gap natin in terms of blockchain talent, especially in the development and technical side. This is not just in the Philippines alone, but this is a global problem. You know that India is very strong when it comes to technical and development. Second is Vietnam, but hindi naman tayo siguro papahuli given that the Philippines is on the top 2 in terms of crypto adoption, and madyan tayong medyo malakas eh. But why not consider Philippines to be the blockchain talent capital or human capital? That's why our company is focusing on that, and we wanted to help. Of course, with the help of the DICT, hopefully we can achieve this. Next. So before way back 2015 nung nag-aaral ako na nabanggit ko earlier na when I deep dive and trying to do research with blockchain, I tried also to research some jobs with Job Street, LinkedIn and whatnot. To be honest, when I worked in a corporate for 10 years, hindi ko talaga totally alam to. Narinig ko na siya 2015, and way back there's very few of jobs being offered with blockchain expertise. But right now, medyo lumalaki na because the technology and the blockchain technology is becoming very big. That's why, again, we would like to take this opportunity to discuss ano ba talaga yung mga opportunities and pwede natin ibigay na trabaho with our fellow Filipinos, especially on the countryside. So ito, I would like to present yung current na sweldo or yung annual salary ng isang blockchain professional. On the software development, these are the technical side, yung mga programmers, engineers. For legacy firms, ito yung mga company na existing na, let's say, yung mga banking, yung Bank of America, Chase Bank, or any other big companies na legacy. Ang sweldo nila for a blockchain professional annually is around 110,000 US dollar. That's around, magkano ba yan in peso? Let's say 50 na lang. Let's say 50 pesos. That's around 6.5 million pesos in 1 year. Divide 12 months. That's around 450k pesos in a month. Okay? So again, kung titingnan natin yung mga numbers na yan, no, with software development, management, marketing, sales, and analytics, these are the business side. Again, there's so much potential. So if there are job opportunities that being offered by these companies, so paano natin igagrab tong opportunity if we are not ready, if we are not educated along with the technology. All right. So blockchain developer salary worldwide. These are by experience level, junior, middle, and senior. For the Asia, that's sorry. For Asia, for a senior level, that's 20,000. That's 1 million or $1 million. I mean peso by 1 year by 12. That's around 80,000 approximate 80,000 pesos per month if you are senior level. That's for the Asia alone. For the US, no, there's kasi mas aggressive din ng US into blockchain technology and development. So again, how are we going to take all of these opportunities if we are not ready to learn what the technology is all about, even learning the fundamentals? That's why I'm very happy that you guys are here to see at least yung blockchain 101, the introduction and the opportunities. No. Next. What happens if the market growth continues but there's no course of correction? Basically, there's gonna be a bottleneck because there's maraming demand and then the supply is low. Definitely, sinabi ko nga kanina, only one engineer can do for 15 projects. So magkakaroon ng, yung mga solutions and ideas magiging wasted yon. Let's say, there's a group of students that could come up with a very great use case, let's say for our country, for the government, and if no one's gonna build it, it's gonna be wasted, and the blockchain project will stall indefinitely. That's why we have to be ready with the technology. Technology is hindi natin ma-stop yan, talagang progressive yan. That's why we have to be very open. We have to be very, let's say, flexible in learning this different kind of innovation, blockchain, AI, big data, and whatnot. Next. The blockchain job market is forecasted 16 times in the next 7 years. That's from 2017. That's very true because, like I said, this past few years, no, 2015, wala. But if you're going to search right now, punta kayo ng JobStreet, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, sobrang dami ng hinahanap na blockchain talents. Okay, so basta maging ready tayo, Philippines, and we can get all of this opportunity. So I will like to focus on the IT graduates for this data. This is way back, or let's say pre-pandemic numbers. We have around 60,000 in an average for IT graduates. That's the number gathered from 2007 and 2017. So kunin lang natin kahit 1% niya, no, to get trained, for them to develop, and get the opportunities to build, to build their own ventures, their own startup, or perhaps, they can get hired by big companies outside. We can gather and get all of these opportunities. So that's why right now we are very focusing again with the resume of the new normal, and hopefully soon by the full face-to-face classes. We are starting again to partner and establish our partnership with the universities, because with the block is actually the former NEM Philippines. So we have around 40 university partners, and right now we are expanding and scaling our partnership and focusing more on the countryside, because here in the NCR and Metro Manila, masyado ng traffic. There's so much ng talent, no? And we wanted to put the opportunities on the countryside talaga. So definitely maka-visit din kami on the region, on your region, and see what can you get from this technology, and para ma-convert natin sila. So highest paying jobs in blockchain, this is according to Blockchain Council. Of course, medyo in demand talaga yung blockchain developer and blockchain architect. These are the two, ito yung mga tech side and blockchain quality engineer, and the rest are on the business side, like the project manager. On the legal side, meron din legal consultant. Very few din yung nakafocus dyan. blockchain analysts, and mga community managers and marketing. So again, no, I would like to reiterate yung scarcity and opportunity when it comes to blockchain talents. And kung gusto nyo matuto, at least blockchain 101, or if anyone from the government are very open to upskill, we can definitely help you with the block. So ito yung ginagawa namin since 2017. Like I said, we have 40 university partners. I am very proud to say na kami, no, NEM Philippines, again, we are the block. Kami yung first mover ng blockchain education in the Philippines. Why? Because we were able to transform and create our own blockchain elective course. First in Ateneo and second with Lyceum. These are the two aggressive universities that are very open to launch the blockchain course in their curriculum. And very happy to partner with them. So we are providing the different kind of blockchain developers training as well. These are the signing from Ateneo and us in the Philippines for the block and STI College. So I'd like to show you some of the activities that we've had since 2017. So Lyceum, they are the second university that rolled out the blockchain elective course that we have. So with CESA, we help them, transform their business because they're providing licenses, blockchain and cryptocurrencies in the region, in Cagayan region. So also with UP Diliman, we are also doing several hackathons with UP, and we also did that one in Union Bank of the Philippines. We are actually the one who also trained the blockchain 100 cadets of Union Bank, the very first 100 blockchain engineers of Union Bank. And also we provide them, it's actually for free as long as you partner with us. So ano yung binibigay naming programs if you're gonna partner with the block? So for the students and academy, we can provide you on OJT training. These are actual, no? Hindi siya, actual talaga yung papagawa namin sa inyo. Minimal training. And then the rest is actual. Blockchain 101, developer training, and also the certification. For the educators and professors, we can provide you the trainers program, the workshops. We can share the materials, curriculum development, and also linkage with our industry partners. Same with the industry partners, yan ang binibigay naming mga programs and upskilling. So what's the call for action for academe, the block or NEM Philippines, so formerly NEM Philippines? If you're going to partner with us, we can provide you free education training with your students. Bigyan nyo lang sa amin yung list ng students nyo. We're going to require you some requirements for the students, let's say for the blockchain engineers or developers. And same with the professionals, government, and private companies or industries. So we can provide you consultation. How can you transform your company and implement blockchain technology? So you can send an email to emerson@nem.page or emerson@theblock, blokc.com. So let me flash you mga overview of blockchain course for the academe. So for blockchain course, elective course, an in-depth knowledge and understanding of the students, we design application for blockchain through APIs. Understanding integration of business with blockchain, profound. So basically, ito na yung mga kakailanganin talaga ng students if they're gonna enroll with the universities that have the blockchain elective course that we have. So let me flash. Ayan, 36 hours yung blockchain course. Hopefully mag-resume na rin to I believe the full face-to-face will resume by February. So education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, and I totally agree with that. Everything starts with education, and hopefully you guys can learn from us. And I'm very happy to present you this. And if you have any questions, you can go to our website at www.theblock.blokc.com or send an email at emerson@theblock.com. Thank you very much. Then if you have any questions later on, we'll answer during the Q&A portion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Emerson, for that very comprehensive discussion on the vast opportunities in the blockchain technology, as well as some of the challenges in blockchain. We are down to our last resource speaker for today. He is an IT professional by degree and also an entrepreneur by heart and spirit. He helps startups set up software and product development, allowing time and headspace for the founders to focus on the business, product idea, investment, and sales. He is the ideal bridge to fill the gap between the business and tech side. Business developer and also startup founder for more than 80 years of experience, with more than 8 years of experience in the areas of specifying requirements, defining MVP, recruiting the team, setting up the collaboration tools and management processes, research and development, product ownership and development, relationship building, sales, and project consulting and advisory. He's very passionate about technology that can impact the lives of billions of people and always looking into new cutting edge technologies that can help reshape our current system. He's also an educator, early adopter, and community leader for blockchain, cryptocurrency, and NFTs in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our third speaker, Mr. Eli Bisislao. Sir, take it away.
Thank you so much, May, and good afternoon, everyone, to all the participants that we're currently with right now. Let me just share my screen real quick. Okay, let me know if you could see this screen.
Your screen is now visible, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So again, thank you so much for the two other speakers that we have for today. We have Miss Gail Macapagal Cruz and Emerson Fonseca, who talks about the myths, the use cases, and possible opportunities that we have in the blockchain space. So let me add additional information on how we could enforce those things that they've actually explained, so that people will really have a more idea and we will have a more visibility, and at the same time we'll see more opportunity for these current and growing technology. So again, by the way, my name is Eli Bisislao. Thank you so much for the introduction earlier, May. I'm also the co-founder of The Block, which is a provider of Web3 and blockchain education, as well as training, certification, for us to be able to empower individuals as well as organizations with, of course, the knowledge that we need to prepare for the decentralized future. So I also co-founded a company called Solterra Energy. I'm also a chief product officer there. We're a local climate technology company that provides smart metering as a service to distribution and utility company using advanced metering infrastructure. So for today, what I'll be discussing would be the gap in blockchain and Web3. So earlier, we know already what blockchain is all about, as what Ms. Gail mentioned. It's actually a distributed ledger. So don't get confused, and at the same time, don't make it hard for you to understand what blockchain is all about. Blockchain, you know, for like a layman's or a simple term, is just a database. I'm pretty sure a lot of you here, or marami dito sa atin, no, nakagamit na ng Google Drive, ng Google Docs, or maybe kung ginagamit sa organization ninyo ay Microsoft or Microsoft Teams, ganyan. I'm pretty sure nagamit nyo na itong mga collaborative tools na to, like yung Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. For sure, nagamit nyo na yung mga yan. Kapag meron kayong ine-edit na document or may document na shinare sa buong organization ninyo, nag-edit kayo, you make some changes, all of those edits, changes, and kung bagong version will be broadcasted all throughout the organization itself. So nalalaman natin sinong nag-edit, sinong may pinalitan, anong oras niya ginawa, at anong part yung pinalitan. So parang ganun din si blockchain, no? It makes things transparent, and at the same time provides you a chronological order of how the things work. Kaya sabi ni Miss Gail kanina na parang block and chain, no? So just like how block and chain works, it needs to be chronologically aligned with all the things that you did for that specific period of time. So now, when it comes to the gap in blockchain, you'll be wondering, no, napakagandang technology ng blockchain kasi it provides security, it provides transparency, it provides a lot of things on the cutting edge side of technology. But the question is, bakit hindi natin siya ginagamit? Why are we not utilizing and optimizing or taking advantage of such technology as, say, for example, when it comes to voting, when it comes to procurement, when it comes to other things that the government may do or maybe your organization will do. Why are we not utilizing blockchain? So here are some of the things, like, maximizing the gap for the blockchain or the Web3. So first is the scalability. So again, since blockchain is a very new technology, it's still on its infancy stage, probably on a baby stage or maybe like 3-4 years old stage. I'm not saying blockchain is just 3 years old. It's been there for quite some time. So it started 2008. That's what Ms. Gail mentioned earlier by Satoshi Nakamoto. But people aren't using it more. I mean, there's a lot of companies who are utilizing it, but why are you not using it? Or maybe why is your organization not using it? Perhaps it might have something to do with scalability. That's the first one. So of course, with the current infrastructure and of course the availability options of blockchain, sometimes ang hirap niyang i-implement para sa mga businesses, especially kung hindi naman pag ganun kalaki or kadaming transaction yung you're trying to do, no? So some of the scalability issues of blockchain is often about the transaction speed, at the same time the fees. So kapag gumagamit kasi tayo ng blockchain, for all the people that's here, so meron tayong binabayaran na transaction fee. So yung transaction fee na yun, it's for the people within the network, we call them the nodes, to be able to verify such transaction. So yun yung technical terms niya. So gawin natin siyang layman, no? Ang layman terms nito is parang pumupunta tayo sa mga remittance centers, no? Nagpadala tayo ng pera, maybe sa kamag-anak natin na nasa probinsya, or maybe we're from overseas and we're sending money sa mga kamag-anak natin sa Philippines. So meron tayong binibigay na control number, binibigay natin yung pangalan natin sa mga yung sa magre-receiver, sa recipient. So merong nagko-confirm ng transaction, whether kung valid ba yung transaction, ikaw ba talaga yung magre-receive, tama ba yung ipinadalang amount at tama ba yung sender. So yung nodes na sinasabi natin sa network, these are like the remittance center. Sila yung nagko-confirm kung tama ba yung information ng sending and receiving nung money na pinapadala. So sila naman, ang kino-confirm nila is the information that's being processed all throughout the network. Di ba nga sabi natin kanina, para siyang database, no? So yung database na yan, may access yung iba't ibang remittance center or yung tinatawag natin na node. So kino-confirm nila kung tama ba yung information na pumapasok ang lumalabas dun sa database natin na yan. So minsan, mahal yung bayad dyan sa mga nodes na yan or sa mga remittance center na yan. Kaya hindi siya nagiging attractive for organization to implement such solution. I'm pretty sure na experience nyo na din to minsan, no? Nagpapadala kayo ng pera, ang laki ng fee na kailangan yung bayaran, 1%, maybe much higher than that based on the amount na you're sending. So parang ganun din yung problem ng blockchain, no? It's all about the scalability. So aside from speed, we also have the problem when it comes to the fees naman. So the next one, another problem that we have for blockchain, or the gap for blockchain, is what we call the usability. I'm not sure, no, kung gaano karami na nandito sa ating mga participants. I'm seeing 437 participants, but I'm not sure how many of you here are able to use blockchain-enabled technology, or maybe blockchain-enabled solution, blockchain-enabled application. So that's the question, no? Kasi sometimes the problem with blockchain and Web3 is that ang hirap minsan gamitin ng mga application, no? Application na pwede natin magamit na day-to-day lives, at the same time to manage the cryptocurrency. Maybe just a simple cryptocurrency wallet, minsan parang ang hirap gamitin, ang hirap intindihin. So ang nangyayari dito, hindi natin na-onboard yung mga non-technical users. So since blockchain is a technology, hindi naman ibig sabihin na what we are inviting would be just the technical users, no? So we always have to consider those non-technical people, because that's where we can say na successful ang isang blockchain when it comes to onboarding users, kapag pati mga non-technical users are able to use their technology with ease and with just a simple click tap, or like in a second. Sabi nga nila, 'di ba? Maganda ang isang application kung kahit a 75 years old person can be able to use and explain it. So, kung papasimplihin natin siya, para lang siyang Grab, no? Actually, yung Grab before, nung wala pa yung masyadong maraming services ng Grab. Pero let's go back to the time when Grab is still a ride-hailing app. Sobrang simple lang na interface ng Grab, sobrang simple lang din na experience pag ginamit mo yung Grab. Bubuksan mo lang yung application kapag meron ka ng account, ilalagay mo lang yung pick up location mo and yung drop off location mo, and then i-book mo lang yung Grab, and then dadating na yung driver mo, dadaling ka sa destination mo, magbabayad ka either in cash, credit card, or digital wallets, and tapos na yung process. But kung titignan mo siya on a very deep perspective, napakaraming nangyari doon sa buong solution or sa system ni Grab. But for us non-technical users, we don't care about that kasi what we care about is the ease of use. It was able to do what it is intended for, which is to bring us from one pickup location to another or one location to another. So, sobrang daling gamitin ng Grab. So, hopefully, dapat ganun din yung mga blockchain na existing ngayon, no, para ma-solve natin yung gap when it comes to usability. The next one naman is interoperability. Actually, this is one of the biggest problem of blockchain networks, no? Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na mga different blockchain networks or what we call the protocol. So I'm not sure here, out of the 440 participants, sino yung mga may alam na mga different or various protocols when it comes to blockchain. Of course, we have the Bitcoin protocol. That's the first one. We have the Ethereum network or the Ethereum protocol. We have others pa. We have Solana, we have Polkadot, we have Cosmos, and many other network and protocols currently existing, no, within the blockchain ecosystem. So the problem with them is that they are not communicating with one another. They're not communicating with each other. So ang nangyayari dito, it's hard really to share the data. It's hard really to share information from one blockchain to another. So hindi natin nalalaman ngayon, or it's really hard to use this this application. Like for example, no, pag sinabi kasi natin interoperability, para siyang kunwari nag-download kayo ng application or meron kayong software or tools na ginagamit ninyo personally or even sa office. Nagagamit nyo siya using your PC, your desktop computer. Pwede nyo pa rin siyang gamitin using your laptop, and pwede nyo rin siyang gamitin using either your phone. Kung meron kayong dalawang operating system ng phone, either Android or iOS, nagagamit nyo pa rin yung mga application and tools na to with the same exact information and data na meron kayo on each individual platform na ginagamit ninyo, no? So, yun yung problem natin when it comes to interoperability. Hindi masyadong hindi nagko-communicate itong mga networks or protocols na to kasi nga syempre they want to be the supreme blockchain network or protocol, no? Kumbaga parang they want to make name for themselves na we are the best blockchain network and protocol, di ba? So that's why somehow merong barriers or boundary or wall in between dito sa mga network and protocols na to. The next gap na meron tayo when it comes to implementing, learning, or even deploying blockchain is what we call the regulation. So ito na, dito na nagiging involved yung government natin, no? So currently, there's a lot of, definitely a clear lack of regulations, even guidelines, no, for blockchain-related businesses or projects. The problem there is that even though I have a very good blockchain use case, a very good blockchain project, sometimes iniisip ko na wag na lang ituloy kasi the government or any regulatory bodies might hit me, and then it might cause me to shut down the project and not able to continue with it. So I think nabalitaan naman siguro natin before yung issue with Facebook, no? When they are trying to introduce a new cryptocurrency called Libra. So, talagang hinatsit ang Facebook sa Congress nila or even I think sa Senate nila. Talagang hot seat sila, no, when it comes to that because the regulators and of course the government will really have to somehow, hindi nga natin malaman kung talaga bang they're trying to regulate, but the problem is that the understanding of the regulators and the government is not that high pa when it comes to this technology. And it's these are the things that we would like to praise DICT for taking the charge in making sure that the government regulating bodies are aware and being educated of what are the things could be done when it comes to this new technology. Kasi hindi naman po pwede na yung technology ang mag-a-adjust to regulation. It's always the other way around, no? So it's always the regulation that have to adjust when it comes to technology. Kasi technology is very unstoppable eh. It's either you go with it or you go against it. At the end of the day, you'll have to use it. You have to swallow it, no? So it's the fact that the regulation will really have to follow what's happening on the technology side. And lastly, ito medyo crucial to when it comes to even individual or maybe organization. It's about the security. So previously, we have heard of news about mga kunwari, security breaches, hacks na nangyayari, cryptocurrency exchange na hack, cryptocurrency wallet na hack, millions of dollars has been lost, millions of dollars has been stolen. So medyo ano to, no, medyo something na kino-consider din ng mga individual and organization. But to tell you the truth, no, it's not the blockchain that's being hacked. It's actually the applications or the solutions being built on top of it. Kasi to give you an idea, everyone, it's really hard to hack a blockchain. No, it's really hard to penetrate a blockchain. It's as if saying that again, a database, it's a database, but it's actually spread out throughout the world, no? So parang nangyayari dito, in traditional perspective, kapag nahack mo ang isang database ng isang company, you get in, ang kailangan mo lang i-hack is yung main database nila. That main database could be hosted within their office, or maybe they have a dedicated data center na malayo sa office nila. Pero kasi, the idea is kapag nalaman mo kung nasan yung data center na yun, or yung place where they host their data, tas nahack mo yun, compromise na yung data ng organization na to or ng company na pinag-uusapan natin. But sa blockchain kasi, this data center or these data are actually spread out across the world, wherein nandun naka-host or nandun lahat yung mga data na kailangan natin sa buong information. Remember earlier when I said about the remittance center or the nodes that we call in the blockchain ecosystem? You have to hack 51% of those nodes in order for you to be able to get into the system, to alter any information, or to even put in malicious information or conduct fraud. So if you cannot hack 51% of those servers, it's really impossible for you to hack into the blockchain system itself. So siguro this is another myth na included din, idagdag natin sa nabanggit ni Ms. Gail kanina. Imposible, or hindi naman sa imposible, but it's really hard and difficult to hack a blockchain system itself or protocol. Ang na-hack most of the time are either exchangers. So these are solutions built on top of that particular blockchain, or maybe applications or solutions that are built on top of a specific blockchain. So that's one of the things. So now we are done with this gap. The question is, how do we bridge this gap? How are we going to answer, maybe provide, address, or provide solution to this gap in blockchain and Web3? So the first one, we talked about scalability earlier, right? So right now, it's good that there are several solutions already being proposed in order to answer or solve the problems of scalability in blockchain. So one of them is sharding. We will not be discussing this because it's highly technical. The other one is off-chain scaling, the Lightning Network, and then the layer 2. So layer 2 solutions are actually another type of protocols built on top of another protocol to be able to solve their scalability issue. So usually layer 2 solutions, as we call them in the blockchain ecosystem, provides scalability or solution for such blockchain to be able to process more transactions. Kasi ang problem natin before is slow transaction, no? So with this layer 2 solutions, they are able to address slow transaction, meaning to say this blockchain can now be able to process more transactions, making it faster, and at the same time, lowering the fees involved on the process. So makikita ninyo minsan, meron tayong mga layer 2 solution na sinasabi or ang promotion nila is that when you build on top of our layer 2 solution, you will be paying close to almost zero gas fee or network fee. So those are actually things that are very, very attractive for individual and organization to be able to implement blockchain solution. Kasi mabilis na yung process, wala nang clog or possible na hindi na magkaroon ng network clog. At the same time, mababa pa yung fees na spend nila when it comes to processing blockchain transaction. So these are layer 2 solutions that include sharding, off-chain, and of course, Lightning Network for Bitcoin. The second one for usability right now is that actually there are a lot of cryptocurrency wallets who are now who are now introduced into the market that are user friendly. Sometimes they are just using browser extensions for you to be able to access these this wallet. So we have like MetaMask, we have Trust Wallet. So locally we have like the Pitaka. So these are user friendly wallets that we are using right now to manage our cryptocurrency and to be able to do blockchain transaction. So ang nangyayari dahil nga naka-integrate na lang sila sa mga sa browser natin or even sa we can download it from the App Store or from the Google Play Store, it makes it easier for non-technical users to understand and to be able to dip their toe into the blockchain ecosystem. Kasi mas pinapadali na nila yung process of onboarding of people, and at the same time, yung communications when it comes to the Web3 and the blockchain ecosystem through these user-friendly na mga applications na pinopromote nila sa market. So interoperability, we're also solving this through several blockchain protocols and networks, such as we have internet computer, we have Cosmos, Polkadot, and a lot more. What they are doing is that they're developing a blockchain network protocol or solution to enable communications and interaction from one blockchain to another. Diba, ang problem natin kasi kanina is that a blockchain protocol is not really sharing their data information to another blockchain, but these protocols are actually doing that same exact thing of sharing or providing the information from one blockchain to another, making it more interoperable and much easier for the users to be able to manage their data within the blockchain ecosystem. Kasi ang hirap nga naman, nasa Ethereum ka, tapos lilipat ka pa ng another protocol mo para lang makita. For example, I'm not sure sino dito yung mga may NFTs, may cryptocurrency, from one network, kunwari, nasa Ethereum network ka, kailangan pang lumipat sa another network like Polygon or another network like sa Binance, just for you to be able to see yung mga NFTs mo, yung mga cryptocurrency. Minsan nakaka-panic attack yun, na pagbukas mo ng MetaMask mo, wala na yung mga NFTs or yung mga cryptocurrency mo, yun pala nasa ibang network ka lang pala, wala ka pala sa Ethereum, nasa Binance ka pala, yung mga assets mo pala nasa Ethereum network. So hopefully these solutions will be further developed and will be able to provide us more interoperability when it comes to blockchain solutions. So next one naman for the regulation part, it's our SEC. So not only the US SEC, the US SEC and of course our Philippine SEC is being open to conducting technical group discussions with different stakeholders, to be able to come up with a very good guideline at the same time to implement rules and regulation for blockchain. So the good thing kasi if we will be able to come up with a very good IRR, implementing rules and regulation for blockchain and cryptocurrency, it will open up for more, not only investment, but at the same time, more cutting-edge technology solution that we could see in the market that utilizes and optimizes blockchain technology. Kasi for sure, yung iba dyan, they have hindrances, but hindi nila pinupush yung project. It's because natatakot din sila na baka i-flag ng SEC, i-flag ng government na they're not allowed to conduct or do such services or offering products in the market. So hopefully the regulations will become more clearer, at the same time will be more robust in order for us to give more confidence to startups or even established company to launch, do R&Ds, and offer to the public or to the market their blockchain-made solutions. And lastly, for security naman, actually there's a lot of researches being conducted, a lot of audits, security audits that's being done for smart contracts or even for a blockchain protocol, just to ensure that hacks or compromise of data and even security breaches will be prevented. Mahirap kasi itong if we talk about security, napakahirap and napaka dynamic nitong topic na to, no? Kasi lagi nga nilang sinasabi, security is a moving target. So what do we mean by that? Kahit nag-i-improve ka ng security mo, yung mga hackers nag-i-improve din sila ng mga tools, ng skills nila in order to penetrate a system. So it's always a dynamic and a continuously evolving industry wherein habang, again, sabi ko nga kanina, habang nag-i-improve ka ng security mo, don't expect that the hackers will lay low. Hindi sila yung, okay, sige, mag-improve lang kayong security nyo dyan. Hindi sila gano'n, no? Along with your improvement of your security, development of your security, ginagawa din ng mga hackers yan on their end, no? They're doing things then in order for them to become more skilled in penetrating your system. By the way, yung hackers pala, no, most of the time pag nasa technology side tayo, ang hackers kasi are actually the good people, no? What we are talking about, like yung nagnanakaw, yung mga kumukuha or nagba-blackmail ng mga data, tawag kasi doon is crackers, no? Sila mga crackers naman. So most of the time, yung mga hackers is actually a collective of people who's working on developing pa or doing penetration testing para ma-ensure na yung isang system is actually foolproof. But actually, there's no foolproof system, no? Kasi nga yung mga bad hackers nga, no, are actually evolving them as long as your system evolves as well. So those are actually the gaps, no, I mean, those are the things on how we could bridge the gap. But actually, there's a crucial thing pa on who's actually charging or leading the bridge of this gap. Kasi it's good that we know the gap. It's good that we know how we are answering or providing solution for the gap. But sino ba, no? Sino ba? Who are the people who's actually involved in doing things or bridging these gaps? So right now, we have blockchain and startup companies. So as much as possible, I urge everyone to support mga blockchain and startup companies, no, na really into solving this gap na meron when it comes to blockchain implementation. Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, no, sa ayaw at sa gusto natin, darating at darating ang time na lahat ng mga system na ginagamit natin would be blockchain na. It's the same thing about the internet before. People doesn't trust internet, they don't care about it, they're bad-mouthing it. But look at where we are right now. Hindi na tayo mabuhay ng walang internet. So it's the same thing that will happen with blockchain and whatever new technology is coming up. AI, so machine learning, and of course, blockchain. No? So a lot of companies are very focused right now in developing solutions for scalability, usability, interoperability, and security. So I suggest you do research as well for more of those companies and what they're doing and how you can support them. Next one, we have research institutions and universities. These are actually what we are doing at the block. We're partnering with university, conducting R&Ds. And of course, it's really hard to do it without funding. So those are the things that we are doing right now in order to be able to look into more solutions and at the same time get more opportunity in how we can utilize blockchain and this technology for our, of course, the local industry itself. And then we have the government and regulatory bodies. Of course, they are one of the main actors in order for us to be able to push and continue the push towards a decentralized future. So hopefully, if there are anyone here who will be interested as well to participate with them, doing technical group discussions, sometimes or before they are giving like an open, like wherein you can send your proposal or like a legal comment. So they are doing that. So if you could also look into those kind of activities that our SEC is doing and the regulators, it would be best in order for them, in order for us to help them as well, come up with a very good and robust implementing rules and regulation. And then we have investment firms and venture capitalists. Actually, these people are actually one of the key factor or like the key mover of, the blockchain things, the protocols, the solutions, NFTs, those things that we are experiencing right now or we are seeing in the market that has something to do with blockchain. The people who enable them are actually the investment firms and venture capitalists. Of course, without them pouring in money into this technology, innovation, research, development, wala yung mga yan, no? So these are actually the people as well na we really have to get into, to support as well, or maybe kung merong mga fundraisers, definitely that we could look into to be able to help pa shaping the blockchain ecosystem, especially in the Philippines. That would be those are actually the main key people that we have to work with. And lastly, I want to emphasize this one. I put it in the last part because this is actually one of the biggest gap that we have in not only in the Philippines but of course in the global market. So developers or open source community. The problem is that we have a lot of solution. We have a lot of solution. We have a lot of companies, startups, blockchain focus and Web3 focus company. The problem that they have there is that they cannot find the right people to work with them in order for them to realize their dreams. So I actually have friends, schoolmates before who are actually working with the biggest tech recruitment firm, Robert Walters and Michael Page. So these are actually big technical recruitment firm. What they are saying is that our unemployment rate is high, not because walang jobs. To tell you the truth, everyone here, there's a lot of jobs actually available for us to get in or to take in. The problem is that we don't have the necessary skill set, expertise, experience in order for us to get into those jobs. Of course, they are a technical recruitment firm with a name that they have to protect. Hindi sila mag-hire ng someone lang na people who are not really aware or inclined into those positions, open positions, because they want to ensure that they're providing quality people din dun sa mga client nila. So, not because mataas yung unemployment rate natin, akala natin walang trabaho, no? To tell you the truth, ang daming work dyan. Sabi nga ni Emerson kanina, when it comes to opportunity, there's 14 open jobs, no? For blockchain-related work. But only 1 or 2 lang yung meron tayong supply to fill in that demand. So, what's the problem there? That's actually what I'm saying, no? Yung skill set natin is not actually catered or tailored to be able to get into this job or into those jobs. So we need to invest more on the developers. We need to invest more on the talents. We need to invest more on people that will be ready to take on these jobs, to take on this ever evolving and bigger and bigger technology innovation for the blockchain side. So how can we do that? How can we bridge that gap? Now, it's not the gap in Web3 and blockchain that we're talking about. We are now talking about the gap in talents and innovations. So since 2017, what we are doing is that we're conducting seminars, webinars through university partners. We're conducting hackathons. We're doing boot camps and even providing certifications in order for us to be able to bridge this gap in talents and innovation. So I heard Emerson mentioned earlier that we are focusing on the countryside because to tell you the truth, there's a lot of good people, very, very talented individual coming from the countryside, coming from Cebu, coming from Bohol, from Iloilo, from Bacolod. They are good developers. They are people with promising talents. The problem there is that they were not given equal opportunity because most of the opportunity that we have right now are actually focused in Luzon, or actually focused in Manila. So I urge everyone to, of course, to help us bring in more developers, bring in more talents that are Web3 and blockchain native, because there's a lot of jobs out there, not only in the Philippines, regional, global, that are just waiting for us to become the next blockchain and Web3 powerhouse of the world. So thank you so much. If you have questions and concerns, we'll be happy to answer them. And if you would like to connect, these are my information. You can just text me via WhatsApp, send me an email, connect via LinkedIn. And again, thank you DICT, Regina, and Basuta for conducting this webinar for today. And we hope that you learned something today about blockchain for this Blockchain 101 webinar. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you, Sir Ellie, for discussing exhaustively the gaps in blockchain and Web3, as well as sharing to us the different solutions and your insights on these matters. Now, now that we're done with the 3 sets of discussion for this afternoon session, we will proceed to the question and answer portion, requesting again our speakers to join us, Miss Gail, Sir Ellie, and Sir Emerson. So any one of you may answer the question flashed on the screen. So first is the question from Charles Chua. Is blockchain related to financial institutions? If so, what is the outlook for our country given that we have less than 60% of the population with formal bank account?
Okay, maybe I'll answer that first. So thank you, Charles Chua, for raising this question. Actually, this is the problem with people being unbanked is has something to do with the process of getting a bank account. If you know, or I'm pretty sure you guys have a bank account, um, it's really hard to get a bank account because it will require you a lot of identification. You have to go to the bank. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. And if you look at the demographics of these people who doesn't have bank accounts, they are somewhat like below the middle class people, because they are the ones who are having a hard time maybe going to the bank itself, getting their requirements ready. But the thing is that if we will be able to enable blockchain when it comes to opening a bank account, it's actually easy. To tell you the truth, if you go to any, let's say for like a blockchain website to get a wallet, actually a blockchain wallet is considered your bank account already. It doesn't have much thing to do with the identification or the opening of the wallet itself. You just have to create a wallet, save the codes, or what we call like the keys, or like the seed phrase. These are actually like your password security question if ever you get locked out or you want to open your wallet. And that's it. You have your bank account already. So for this one, I'd like to somehow praise the what you call this, the efforts of Union Bank in doing so when it comes to bank opening. I'm not sure if other banks, I'm not sure if other banks are doing it as well, but a Union Bank, you can open an account with them online, and it will just take like couple of hours. You have your bank account ready already with them. I'm not sure with other banks if they're doing the same thing, but based on my experience, it took just like a couple of hours in order for you to open an account with Union Bank completely online. And of course, it requires you the requirements like the ID and those other identification, but still it makes it easy instead of like going to the bank itself, the branches, submitting your photocopied documents and whatever things. So the outlook for our country is that if we will be somehow applying blockchain solutions when it comes to bank opening, I think it will be much easier, or it will be easier to say that definitely a lot of people will be financially involved. It will become a more financial inclusive country, because people could be able to use cryptocurrency for example, doing remittances. I'm in Dubai, for example, I'm sending money to my to my family here through the cryptocurrency or through the wallet itself that are actually, let's say it's KYC or verified through the bank account. It will be easier to say, or easier to send this money to my family here in the Philippines.
Thank you, Sir Ellie. We'll now proceed to the next question. So this one's coming from an anonymous attendee. Is blockchain affected by the volatility of cryptocurrency, given how much the value of cryptocurrency falls since November 2021, which resulted in the bankruptcy of big cryptocurrency companies?
All right, let me answer that question, and thank you for the question. Is blockchain affected by the volatility of the cryptocurrency market? But the answer is definitely and absolutely no. And now, despite of the market situation, the ups and downs of the market and cryptocurrency, stock market, and whatnot, the technology is always there to adapt and innovate. So the best for us startup, the best time for us to build and create solutions is actually during when the market is down. You know, we never stop despite that the market is going up and down. So definitely, like I said, it doesn't affect the adoption of the technology ever since that the market has been involved. It doesn't the market does not matter at all. I mean, do not matter at all. Thanks.
Thank you, Sir Emerson. Now we'll proceed to our third question. This one's from Peter Sam Garland. How can blockchain be applied in school and universities? How can be blockchain utilized with the use of hardware? How can be blockchain be used with NFC cards and smart cards?
Go ahead, Emerson.
Yeah, let me answer this one.
Yeah. All right.
For the
Or Ellie.
schools and universities, actually, there are several universities who are already utilizing digital identification, not really in a form of NFC cards and smart cards. Because, say, for example, in other countries, they are doing digital identification already through surveillance cameras. So it's like, I think it's in China, wherein there's no need to use your ID to get into the university, because through those surveillance cameras, they already know who you are and will give you several access level in order to get in and get out of the school. So for 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 NFC cards, it's just a matter of database. So meaning to say, if you are still keen on using NFC cards and smart cards for your university, it's about how you are going to implement the identity and of course the access level of each students. So there will be several stakeholders there that will be involved. So that would involve, of course, the students themselves and the registrar, or like the teachers, and then the security office of the school itself, in order to implement this. So it's just a matter of who these students are. Of course, starting from the identification ID, or like maybe the student number themselves, and then followed by, let's say, the course that they are taking, the premises, the buildings that they could get access into. So usually that's how we could utilize blockchain for the university level. It's a matter of how you're gonna use blockchain. So you could utilize blockchain maybe through payments. You could utilize blockchain maybe for identity. You could actually utilize blockchain maybe for your credentials. So those are actually the things that blockchain could be utilized on the university level. So it's a matter of how you will be using it. So going back to the NFC in smart cards, how are you going to use this NFC in smart cards? So if it has something to do with those things that I've mentioned, then those can be done as well by blockchain through different access levels, and at the same time, use cases that you would like or intended to use blockchain for.
Thank you, Sir Ellie. So next question, please. This one's from Sir Juanito Kalingasyon. May I ask, in crypto exchanges hacking incidents, does this reflect anything on blockchain technology itself? And there's a follow-up question over here. The idea of government regulation, does this not run against the idea of blockchain where there's not centralized control? And lastly, what open source projects that deals with blockchain?
Boys, take it away.
All right, for the crypto exchanges hacking incident, does this reflect anything on blockchain technology? For the hacking incidents, definitely not. These are, centralized systems that not totally running on the blockchain technology itself, but some of the transactions are being recorded on the technology. So indirectly, to answer that question, again, the decentralized exchanges are not totally running fully on the blockchain, but some of the records are being recorded on the blockchain technology. Ever since the Mt. Gox, Bitfinex, Binance hacking incidents, they can still trace all of these hacking incidents. But why does this hacking incidents happen? Because these exchanges are running on centralized system, but That's why there's are there are a lot of decentralized exchanges right now, like the pancake swap and whatnot, that are fully totally running on the blockchain technology, where you don't need to sign up. You just download the wallet, connect your wallet, and then you can trade whatever you want to trade on that specific decentralized exchange. Second question, the idea of government regulation, does this not run against the idea of blockchain? Definitely not as well. I'm very happy that the Philippine government is very open with the digitization. We're already in one step further to advance into the blockchain technology. Like Ellie said, in as an example for the use case in the universities, let's say for the identity, especially right now that we have we have this national ID. We can definitely connect the national ID and into the blockchain technology we're in. That's also an example by Ellie earlier. If we have a national ID that's running on the blockchain, we can easily sign up different kind of bank accounts with our national ID. Anyone can, and any agency in the government can easily access. If you have a record in the NBI, they can easily access your let's say your school records, your professional records, and whatnot. So a single card that's running on the blockchain technology do have all the do have all the data on your on that specific ID or person. Then any agency can easily connect on that one to see and verify what's inside on that one. What open source projects that deals with blockchain? There are a lot of open source projects because blockchain itself is an open source, technology. It gives access even to the MSMEs, even the micro ones. Let's say if you want to run a Sari store and make use of Bitcoin for you to receive as a payment, you can do so via coins.ph or any other exchanges that's licensed by the BSP. So hopefully I answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Emerson. Next question, please. So do you think PH government is ready for blockchain? Why or why not? If not, when do you think PH government will be ready?
I'll answer. Ooh, my turn. So, okay. Philippine government is ready for blockchain. I think that every one of us should be and could be ready for blockchain. We just need to, undergo some regulations and talk amongst ourselves, government entity from one government entity to another. But we can also already start adopting it slowly but surely. For example, the ICT under IIDB or under Yusek Giselle and Director Emmy already acknowledges the importance of blockchain. And that is why you're all starting all these webinars, all the tech trends, all the information dissemination and the drive for education. So yes, we are ready and we have to accept blockchain with open arms. Now the thing is, how do we let our um our president, perhaps the senators and the congressmen understand what this is about? Because I'm sure a lot of them are also, whether directly or indirectly, are already crypto owners if they are into games. So that's already blockchain. Um, and I'm sure that once we, with the help of the ICT, once we reach the ears that we want blockchain to fall into, like for example, the people in higher up in the government, then they will understand the importance, the value, and what blockchain technology can bring moving forward. Ellie and Emerson, if you want to add, you can do so.
All right. Yeah. In terms of readiness, in terms of development, I think that I could say somehow not ready. That's why again we have to be ready in terms of talent acquisition, training, and development. Because again, this technology is very new and very there's a lot of people that doesn't have does have a zero knowledge on the technology, but the know-how of the crypto is there. That's why it's very important that we focus on the and the education of this technology. I think that's why we're very happy to say, like, if I could only say that we're very happy that we are actually in the talks with the ICT in terms of blockchain training, especially on the again on the countryside. Where we wanted to focus, because if we have so much human capital and blockchain talents that are ready, then we can definitely easily convert these ideas for the government, for the Philippines. There. Thank you.
Yeah. I think the Philippines is already I mean somewhat ready already for the blockchain technology. In fact, if you read the latest news, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or the BSP, is already piloting or doing testing for CBDC, or the central the central bank digital currencies. So actually these are actually currencies that runs as well on the blockchain. But the problem there is that it actually defeats the purpose of cryptocurrency. Like, I mean, the very essence of cryptocurrency is actually to give the power back to the people in order to manage and control their data, their money. But doing a CBDC is actually like doing the opposite thing, wherein we're actually providing back the power and authority back to them. So in terms of readiness, there are steps already that's being done by the Philippines in order to be ready with technology. Because as what I mentioned earlier, whatever we do, ready or not, technology is always be there. It's unstoppable. But I think when it comes to like the adoption itself, I think probably we're like far away. Probably give it maybe 5 to 10 years, and we will say that the Philippines will be completely ready for this adoption. If we see that the Philippines will be using blockchain for voting, that's a good step. If we will be seeing Philippines using blockchain for procurement, or for the bidding of projects, then we can say that the Philippines is ready. If we heard the news that the Philippines is already using, let's say, national ID through blockchain, then I think that's when the time is right that the Philippines is already prepared for adopting this technology.
Right. So thank you, speakers. Now let's proceed to our next question. So this one is from Mr. Arnel Gruspe. Question is, regarding blockchain developer, do we need to be a full stack developer? I see that there are new languages like Solidify and Simplicity.
Let me answer that. Thank you, Arnel. First off, it's actually Solidity. That's the programming language being used by Ethereum to develop smart contracts. So actually, one doesn't need to be a full stack developer to be able to be on the blockchain, or if you're really aspiring to become a blockchain developer, it doesn't need to be a full stack developer. You could still do like the usual thing. So this is like one of the misconceptions that a lot of people think about blockchain. They think that it's they think that it's new. There's no the people there should be new people as well, but it's not. In reality, the people in blockchain, or the space itself, the ecosystem, are still the traditional people doing the same traditional businesses before. So it could be, let's say, for example, you're a Flutter developer, you'll be seeing a lot of posts related to Web3 and blockchain jobs, that they are finding people who knows about Flutter for mobile development, people who are looking for Java, C#, .NET. Because why? Blockchain is just a piece of, like, as what I mentioned, a database wherein you just have to integrate whatever solutions you made on the non-blockchain side of the business. So let's say, for example, you develop maybe, let's say, an ERP or a CRM, or maybe like a billing HRIS system that is running on the traditional systems. All you have to do is just integrate that through blockchain with, let's say, smart contracts. Those are like the new things that you have to learn. So writing the contracts itself and deploying the contract itself. But It doesn't mean that you have to become a full stack developer in order for you to do that. So I know developers who have like 5, 10, 15 years of experience doing traditional software engineering and software development, but they learn how to write smart contracts in like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months time. And now they are developing smart contracts, deploying smart contracts in several companies, local and abroad.
Right. So thank you, Sir Ellie. So that's the last question on our list. So perhaps our audience still have more questions. So keep it coming to the chat box. We have here from Sir Kirkpatrick Guevara. In what way the blockchain can be ready for mass adaptation?
Maybe just like what I mentioned earlier, if we see that the government is already prepared to conduct all their transactions and activities on the blockchain, I think that would be the time that the Philippines is ready for mass adoption. It's just a matter of who is leading the charge into this. Actually, for us citizens, we could do our little contributions by supporting several blockchain projects that are in different niches of, let's say, there's like a project maybe into the part of voting, or like a project doing blockchain voting. We could be able to support that project, have like a definite number, critical mass of people supporting that project, and probably raise it to the government that we indeed want to have a voting that's running on the blockchain. So in terms of mass adoption, it really has something to do with the government and the regulating bodies, because whatever solutions we have there, it will be regulated. It will have, we have to deal with the government if they want to implement that or not. So even if like 10 millions, 15, 50 millions of Filipinos want to have a blockchain voting, if the government will say no, still we cannot do mass adoption of those, blockchain enabled system.
Right. So we have here another question, sir. How can you identify a block? It is impossible to modify a data once it is written in a block. It's in the Q&A box.
Yeah, for this one, um, it is impossible to modify data once it's written in a block. Actually, in the principle of blockchain, it's irreversible and immutable. So the only way for you to be able to do modification is by overwriting the preceding block for itself. So say for example, the first block that you written, or the first block that happens in the blockchain is that you sent, let's say, 10,000 pesos to your friend, and then there's like something in that you would like to modify. You have to put in another block on top of that, because that particular block is already immutable and irreversible on the blockchain. So the only way for you to do modification is to do or conduct another block to overwrite that preceding block itself. So it sounds kind of technical in a way, but the idea is that once you put in something on the blockchain, it will be there. It's irreversible and immutable. And if you want to do some changes, the only way is for you to overwrite that previous block itself.
All right. Thank you, sir. We have another question in our chat box. So, good PM. In what way blockchain addresses or handles the freedom of information in government with regards to other restriction?
Okay, that's a very interesting thing, no? Actually, we have a project before for like a freedom wall. So it's like, for example, in China, China government is very very fond of censorship, no? So anything that you say against the government or anything about the government, censored already. So it will not be out there. When it comes to the freedom of information in the government, actually, maybe this is another thing that that answers the question of when will the Philippines be ready, no? Kasi minsan, yes, there's the FOI, no? FOI as a law already making things transparent. Pero minsan parang hindi pa rin natin maiwasan kasi na ano eh, no? Na parang, talaga yung tulay na yan, sabi ano daw, 50 million yung budget. Tapos nung nagawa na, parang kayang gawin niya ng 2 million. Parang ganun eh. So, it's just a matter of transparency talaga, no? So, for the blockchain, addressing the freedom of information talaga, it has something to do with the procurement side, with the project itself for the bidding, the awards. So if it's running on the blockchain, hindi na kasi natin yan magagawa ng kahit anong modification eh. So what's there is there. So kung sinabi natin na yung project na yan na bid for like X amount of millions, that's it, no? Kung sino yung contractor, that's it then. So the problem is the transparency side, no? So if the government is very open when it comes to the transparency, I think blockchain is the #1 solution that we have to adopt and implement and deploy. Pero if we are hiding something and we are not really very transparent to whatever we are doing or implementing, then definitely government officials will be really afraid of blockchain.
Right, thank you, sir. So next question, kung yung isang organization or institution po ay magbalak na i-deploy ang kanilang process para sa kanilang clients, ano po ang mga kakailanganin at paano?
Okay, let me answer this. As what I've mentioned earlier, blockchain is not, don't complicate blockchain, no? Let's say, for example, if your organization already has a working and running solution, no need for you to build like a new solution itself, no? All you have to do is just implement, for the implementation is to integrate that existing solution ng organization ninyo into blockchain. So, I'm not sure kung anong organization yan, but or what system you would like to integrate to blockchain then, no? So it varies as well when it comes to blockchain solutions or protocols that you will be using when it comes to your existing system. Let's say, for example, if you're a business that's doing maybe like a shipping or freight forwarding, there are specific blockchain protocols that could handle yung bagay na yan when it comes to shipping, freight forwarding, or maybe has something to do with supply chain. So there are several blockchain na intended talaga para dun sa mga ganong industries, no? If you are doing, let's say, for example, yung business ninyo has something to do with e-commerce or maybe, let's say, mga brands na mga luxury brand, meron ding mga existing or mga protocols or blockchain intended for that, doing provenance or yung authenticity ng mga items or kung ano man yung industry, no? Kung nasa health ka, kung nasa real estate ka or other industry, meron talaga mga particular blockchain protocols para dun. So it's a question of what process or system ng client ninyo yung ilalagay ninyo in the blockchain. So it's just a matter of integration for the implementation. So hindi talaga siya yung parang magbubuo pa kayo ng system from the scratch. So if you have an existing system, you could just go ahead and then integrate that to blockchain.
Right. So before we proceed to the next question, let me announce that to our participants, if you would like to have access to the microphone, you may raise your hand and we will allow you to talk. Okay, so next question, what's your opinion on soul-bound tokens and its practical application for identification and record system in the government?
Yeah, this is actually one of the project that we are doing before. Actually, we're still working on that project now for the identification. So technically, this will solve a lot of problems in the government, especially for soul-bound tokens, because definitely one of the best example or use case of soul-bound tokens will have something to do with the identification, not only on the government system, but of course in the entire duration of your lifespan, no? So let's say, for example, these tokens could have your credentials for your school, could have credentials for your employment, could have credentials for your finances, could have credentials for other things, no? Maybe mga certifications, extracurricular activity. So it will be active for as long as, of course, as you're there and alive, no? It just so happened that mangyayari dito kasi if you will be declared dead, those tokens will be ano rin, no? Kumbaga, we have to cease the use of those tokens. So yung sinasabi ko kanina na marami tong masosolve na problem din in the government is that, let's say for example, mga ghost voters, flying voters, yung mga yan, masosolve natin yan through these tokens. Kasi alam natin, no, kung sino talaga kayo, who you are, what you do, and if you're really active or not, no. So, mga ghost employees, yan, matatanggal din natin yung mga yan. When it comes to mga fraud, mga scams na nangyayari, let's say for example, online, digital, so we could be able to know kung sino ba tong mga to through these things. If we will be implemented, no, if we are using or we are already working towards a decentralized system, so we'll easily know and pinpoint these people through these tokens that has something to do with their identification and of course their credentials itself.
All right. Thank you, sir. By the way, to Sir Arnel Gruspe, sir, yes, sir, you can still get your certificate of participation. You just have to accomplish the evaluation link posted later on, to be posted later on. All right. So here's another question. What is the best blockchain project implementation?
Best blockchain implementation. Again, there's a lot of use cases that could apply naman eh. I don't think there's one best. I think nabanggit na rin naman ni Ellie kanina yung about the national ID. If you're going to connect that one into the blockchain, that's gonna be a very powerful system. Na-explain ko na rin yan earlier. Like imagine if the national ID is running on the blockchain, then we can definitely to efficiently run the government services. Let's say if you want to apply for a certain company and you need an NBI clearance, you need an SSS, you need a bank account, then you can just make use of your national ID and all the records are on the blockchain. Then they can just easily request and be granted by the technology all the access from there. So to answer that question, wala naman talagang best. But for certain industries, siguro yes, meron naman. Let's say for agriculture, the provenance, for the projects like transparency ng mga bidding, project bidding. For financial institutions, siguro yung mga records lang din. For the government, national ID, voting, election. For gaming, of course, yung ownership ng mga game assets. So there's a lot of use cases out there.
Very true. I think it's very subjective, no, rather than objective. What's best to me may not be best for you. What's best for Ellie may not be best for Emerson. So, depende talaga. But for if you're looking for what we think is best for government, number one, we all agree on national ID. Number two, we also agree on election or voting. And number three, you know what my favorite is and what I want to see really is, for example, there's a calamity and then dumating yung mga tulong mula sa ibang bansa. If we put that on blockchain, malalaman natin, nagbigay ng 1 peso si bansang Amerika, kunwari lang. So, ang 1 peso na yon, saan siya napunta? Sinong unang tumanggap? Kanino siya napunta? Sino mga tumanggap? If that's on blockchain, that would be perfect. Malalaman natin kung kanino napunta yung tulong na kailangan mapunta kanino. So yun, that's one of my favorite use cases for blockchain.
Yeah, donation and charities for record keeping.
Okay, so
there's one question that I would like to mention. Medyo triggered lang ako kasi the question talks about the cryptocurrency this is a question raised by Anonymous. How can we invest in cryptocurrency? Is there any risk and how can we say that it is legit? Would you recommend us to invest in cryptocurrency? To answer that question, again, you really have to start educating yourself. It is very risky to put up money in the cryptocurrency or to any kind of businesses that you don't know after all, diba? So it's very important to educate yourself first. How can we say that if we're going to invest in a certain cryptocurrency, it is legit? If you're going to sign up using, your information through the centralized exchanges like Binance, Bitfinex, and other good exchanges out there, that's fine. But if there are people telling you that if you're going to invest your money to me and I'll make that double, triple in certain few days or week, then that's, you have to run away. That's definitely a scam. Would you recommend us to invest in cryptocurrency? Again, you have to start with educating yourself, learning about the technology, learning if you're going to put to put your money in a certain token, you have to, do some research, getting to know the people. But then again, not all projects out there are legit. So you have to take your courage for your hard-earned money. But for you to do that and for you to become, very successful, you have to gain a lot of knowledge first. And again, it all starts with education. Thank you.
Right. So thank you. We have another question here from Mr. Ray Felix Gutierrez. Will there be negative impacts on personal privacy that can be brought about by blockchain technology?
Thank you for that question. To answer the question, no, it will not reveal your data, your information. Of course, we have the Data Privacy Act, but then again, the blockchain does not record the information itself, but it only records the hash, a certain data, a certain batch of data inside the blockchain. That doesn't mean a certain company, if you're going to apply to a certain company, let's say your national ID is on the blockchain, they can definitely, or fully see what's inside your data. Definitely not. There will be certain agencies, we can definitely host this data into a private blockchain or the provision blockchain. There are two types of blockchain out there, the public blockchain and the private blockchain. What are the public blockchain or the public protocols? These protocols are, the records are it can be seen by the public. Let's say if you're going to bitcoin.com, then you can see all the transactions happening since the day one the Bitcoin blockchain has been running. If you're going to say what's the private or the permission blockchain, these are blockchain or protocols or network that's running to a certain host or an entity or an agency that they are the ones that could only provide access to anyone who would like to request a certain data. So it will not reveal whatever information that you have. So don't be scared that blockchain can be seen whatever data that you have, especially we have different kind of private data privacy law.
Yeah, I think it has something to do as well with with what I've mentioned earlier. Because a lot of people have this connotation that when you use blockchain or cryptocurrency, you'll be anonymous. So in some cases, yes, but in reality, no, because everything in blockchain is traceable. So as what Emerson mentioned, from like the day one the Bitcoin protocol was running, we could trace all of the transaction that happened there. So if someone is very diligent enough to do tracing of the transaction, at the end of the day, they will still be able to get to the transaction that you did. But of course, everything is everything is secured through hash. But the thing is that what I would like to say is that if you don't want, if you're not hiding anything or you're not doing things illegal, I don't think you'll be afraid whether you are anonymous or not, right?
Okay, so we have also here a question. Is blockchain can be accessed in HTTP protocol?
Medyo hindi ko na-gets yung tanong niya, pero more on um it depends kasi, pero HTTP protocol kasi is hypertext, no? So usually kasi blockchain is it's like a database eh. So somehow there's like a difference between those two protocols. So it needs, siguro mas may context pa yung question. Parang medyo ano yung question, babe.
All right, so that would be our last question for our Q&A portion. So I think we can end early today.
Meron pa. Meron pa. May tanong,
Okay.
pwede po bang maging parte ng blockchain kahit na fresh graduate and wala experience sa IT or
Oh, sorry, I
computer-related
missed
jobs?
that.
I want to answer this. At meron pang isa. Will the ICT hold a training workshop for faculties of higher education, blah, blah, blah. So start muna ako, no? doon sa pwede ba maging parte ng blockchain kahit fresh graduate. So I am a testament that I didn't finish any IT course in college, but here I am. I am in blockchain. As long as you understand the technology, you understand what it is, and you also um are interested in what blockchain is about, then you can easily join. Another question, wala dito, nadaanan ko siya kanina. Tinatanong, what is CHED doing or DepEd? So, we have our group, DynaQuest, as well as the block. We have been talking with a lot of universities, and there's already one university that was approved by CHED to have a blockchain course. So the block and DynaQuest will be part of that. So let's watch out for it because it will be something, it's a 4-year course. So for all those blockchain enthusiasts, and we will also have some blockchain sort of certification also in the block, right? A blockchain certification for those. Kasi may nakita ko kanina is the question, paano daw yung mga OFWs? So, yung mga gustong matuto ng blockchain na OFW. So, we will have that under the block, some courses that are certified, and we plan to partner with the ICT on that for the certification courses. But Emerson will talk about that question. Will the ICT hold a training workshop for faculties of higher education? So let me just pass it on to Emerson.
Yeah, we have the plans to help the DICT, furnishing the webinars and different kind of workshops regarding blockchain, and maybe probably a cryptocurrency one-on-one as well. I think by Q1 we can release different kind of programs. Of course, with the help of the DICT under ASICD and also USEC, Giselle, definitely we can release different kind of programs. Initially, we will be doing it remotely because we wanted to target remotely those people in the countryside and also outside Philippines for us to easily execute this different kind of program. So there will be different kind of topics out there. So wait lang kayo. There's gonna be a lot of partnerships and announcements coming in with the block. And also we are partnering with universities. There are meron na mga naka-line up. I'm very happy that I have already received some email inquiring that they are state university based in Mindanao and would like to have the blockchain elective course. Okay. If there are any other government agencies and also universities that would like to partner with us, just let me know or just contact us. I will be typing my email. So send lang up.
Yes, please get in touch with Emerson for if you're interested. The block is willing to accommodate everyone as long as kaya, di ba, Ellie and Emerson?
Yeah, because right now, again, we are running different kind of programs and we partner with different universities. So, sobrang dami ng students na gusto mag-training sa amin. So, we cannot really accommodate them all, of course, with the help of the ICT. Sana magawa natin ng paraan to scale and, easily provide access. The problem right now kasi, katulad nga na sinabi ni Ellie, the technology is there, the opportunities is there, but then again, yung access, wala. Of course, you can get the access through us, but then again, we have a very limited capacity. That's why we're partnering with the ICT for us to easily scale. So hopefully na ma-execute natin lahat yan this coming year soon. Do you like to add anything, Ellie?
Siguro yung sa question lang kanina na binanggit ni Miss Gail, I think nabanggit ko to kanina dun sa presentation na it doesn't mean na if you want to go or to get into the blockchain ecosystem, you have to be a blockchain professional or someone. Nabanggit ko kanina na most of the people that are working in the blockchain space are still the traditional people, no? They are the traditional sales people, they are the traditional marketing people, they are the traditional developers, they are the traditional business development people. So the people within the blockchain ecosystem are still the traditional people, no? So it just so happened that these people had the chance and opportunity to be upskilled and trained with the fundamentals and the foundational skills about blockchain that makes them qualified and at the same time much parang mas ano no, mas in demand for the blockchain and web3 companies kasi karoon na sila ng knowledge, pero it doesn't mean na they are really experts on it. Again, the blockchain technology is relatively new, so wala pa talaga tayong masasabi na sobrang experts when it comes to this technology. So if you want to venture into the blockchain space and web3 space, don't be afraid, no? May mga, I mean, as what Emerson mentioned, we're doing mga training, certification courses, especially para sa mga developers who are aspiring to become a developer in the Web3 space. So we does that. In fact, there's a funny story. One of the university partners na tinrain namin yung mga professors, no? Yung isa doon nag-resign sa university, hindi na nagtuturo, but a smart contract developer na in a company in Singapore. The other one naman is that nag-resign na rin sa pagtuturo, currently working with I think with the DILG, so doing their blockchain related research and development. So I mean, of course, we don't want that, no? Kasi nababawasan yung mga nagtuturo or yung mga instructors, teachers natin who are knowledgeable about blockchain and Web3. But of course, we would like to impart that, say for example, you become part of what we are doing in terms of the community and the certification. We are also expecting that you impart the same thing by teaching other people, no? Na you know that you would like to be part of the Web3 and the blockchain revolution as well. So it's very early. It's relatively early and relatively new. So it will be a good time for you to dip in your toes, to put in one step forward into the doors of blockchain and Web3. Because again, whatever happens, you're in there already. If it's good, if it becomes really good in the next 3 to 5 years, all you have to do is bring in your other foot forward. If not, just step back and take the time to learn more about the technology.
Okay, I guess that's it.
All right. So, by the way, if our audience would like to have access to the microphone, they may raise their hand so that we can allow them to talk. So, somebody's raising his hand, Mr. Gabriel Espinida. Hello po, Sir Gabriel. So, you may now open your microphone po. Hello po. Okay, baka napindot lang to ni Sir Gabriel. Okay, so I think that would be the end of our question and answer portion.
Yeah, may isang question sino ba to? Si Ivan Carl. Sabi niya, is it possible to use blockchain tech and traditional at the same time sa isang system, traditional database? To answer that, usually, yung mga company, they're doing that for contingency. So they have their own database while at the same time, they integrate the database din sa blockchain, no? Para mas magkaroon sila ng more parang when it comes to flexibility, when it comes to the data itself. So meron silang internal na database, while at the same time, meron din silang database na coming from the blockchain. So if something happen and you would like to see saan yung possible fault line or yung mga yung fault finding, meron kang dalawang type of database, which is one public, irreversible and immutable, and then the other one is traditional database. So you could easily see, no? You could easily see kung nasaan yung problem when it comes to the database itself. So malalaman mo kung merong gumagawa ng some magic within your traditional database internally. Kasi kailangan magtali siya dun sa mga transaction na nasa blockchain naman.
Right. Any more questions? All right, so I think that's it. So would like to grab this opportunity to extend our heartfelt thanks to our resource speakers for this afternoon. And with that, we'd like to award this certificate of appreciation. Let me read the citation. Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Gail Cruz Macapagal for sharing her insights and expertise as a resource person during the webinar on blockchain myths and real-world applications conducted on January 23, 2023 via Zoom video communications, given this 23rd day of January 2023, signed by Maria Teresa Camba, Assistant Secretary for Regional Development and Officer in charge of Region 9 and Basulta. The same certificate of appreciation is presented to Sir Emerson Fonseca for sharing his insight and expertise as a resource person during the webinar on Blockchain 101. And also a certificate of appreciation for Mr. Eli Bisislao for sharing his insights and expertise as a resource person during the webinar on Blockchain 101. Okay. Thank you so much po for spending most of your afternoon with us. So at this point, let's have a quick photo opportunity. So, Sir Kaiser. On your cue po, Sir Kai.
Sige, we'll take the screenshot po, Miss Gail. Thank you, Sir Ellie and Sir Emerson. Ma'am Gail, maraming salamat po. So, Team Nets. Yeah. Smile po. One more, one more. Right. Yeah, very good. Thank you guys. Thank you, Miss May, Miss Gail, and Sir Ellie and Sir Emerson.
Thank you.
Thank you din po.
Thank you po once again. Okay, so at this juncture, let's have our raffle draw. Hope everyone's able to fill out the link for the raffle draw. All right, so let's spin the wheel. Congratulations, Sir Danilo All Angelica Jr. So you won 100 peso worth of load.
So while we're spinning the wheel, let's also invite everyone for tomorrow's webinar.
Thank you, Ms. Gail. Congratulations to Mr. Arnel Manga. Okay, so we still have another webinar tomorrow, so we are expecting everyone to also join tomorrow. And our last winner would be Mr. Philip Earl M. Pardo. Okay, so before we end, we'll have some announcement lang regarding, again, to reiterate rules on the issuance of certificates. So join the live session via Zoom or Facebook Live, submit post-evaluation given at the end of the training session, strictly accessible on a limited time only. So you must accomplish that evaluation link as soon as possible. So wait for your e-certificate within 1 to 2 weeks. Certificate of appreciation will be issued to participants who will satisfactorily comply with the training requirements mentioned above. So here's the evaluation link. So link will also be posted on the chat box. So, by the way, any final remarks po from our RPs before we end the session?
Thank you everyone for your interest in blockchain. And again, if you are if you are interested, just go ahead and look for the free courses and of course engage with the block. It's at the block BLO excuse me, KC.com.
Thank you,
Everyone,
everyone. Hope hope you guys have learned something from today about Blockchain 101. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. When it comes to the presentation, I think a lot of people are asking about it privately as well and on the Q&A. I'm not sure if the DICT Basulta team could provide the presentation, but we will be sending them also the links of our presentation, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you po once again. And by the way, before I let everyone go, would like to remind everyone to support our entries in the World Summit on Information Society prizes, and please vote online until January 25, 2023. Okay. I think we can already call it a day. Once again, this is May, and thank you for joining today's webinar. Stay safe and have a great one.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology is starting 2023 with a bang. For we are once again nominated to win a global award at the prestigious World Summit on Information Society Prizes 2023, hosted by the International Telecommunications Union and United Nations. As you may know, we have been recognized globally as champions for 2 consecutive years, 2020 and 2021. For 2022, our project Free Wi-Fi for All in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas in Western Mindanao was named winner, and we will need your help once again to help the Philippines win the prize this 2023. This year, 5 DICT projects were shortlisted for the World Summit on Information Society Prizes 2023. The categories and project titles we have been nominated for are as follows: the role of governments and all stakeholders in the promotion of ICTs for development, Digital Governance Awards, Information and Communication Infrastructure, Bridging and Overcoming Network and E-Service Challenges in Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, and Palawan. Capacity Building, Digital Upskilling Program for Filipinos. Building Confidence and Security in Use of ICT, Cybersecurity Education in the Philippines in the face of new normal adversities. Enabling Environment, Empowering Lives in Prisons through Information and Communications Technology. Please follow these steps on how to vote. Register at this website. Confirm the registration on your email. Log in with your created email and password. From the dashboard, look for WSIS prices and click Learn More. Click Vote. Click Voting Form. Navigate through the categories and look for our project titles. Click Vote for this project. Check your votes by going to the My Votes tab of your account. Make sure to submit the screenshot of your votes in this Google form to join our raffle and get a chance to win DICT goodies. Support these Philippine entries by voting online until January 25, 2023. Help Philippines win. Vote now. The World Summit on Information Society Prizes is a global contest hosted by the International Telecommunications Union, developed to create a platform to recognize projects and activities that leverage the power of information and communications technology to advance sustainable development.